Yo, welcome to Enjoy the Buzz. So big news, Final Fantasy XIV just reached over 24 million players, which is freaking awesome. I've been playing the game since 2.0 had just first started. I've been a fan for a very long time, and I'm so stoked to see how big it has grown. And for a franchise like Final Fantasy, it's officially been named the most profitable game of the Final Fantasy franchise, which is dope. Another applause for that. Yeah. Coming really quickly is the new expansion, EndWalker. We're going to the moon, baby, just like Dogecoin. And with EndWalker rumored to be like the biggest expansion to come on Final Fantasy, I'm hoping for a lot of new updates, a lot of big things to change the format of the game, make it feel more alive than it already does. So let's start with the Golden Saucer. Alright, so Godbird Manderville owns the Golden Saucer. We all know that the Golden Saucer was made in the wasteland after the calamity by Goldberg Manderville. I, for one, would like to see his presence a lot more in the Golden Saucer. But even more so, we need to make the Golden Saucer a little more alive and make it feel a little more like Vegas. You know what we need? We need slot machines. And themed slot machines, no less. You know, you go to Vegas and you see slot machines for all the biggest movies, all the biggest TV shows. They have slot machines for like I Love Lucy and Gilligan's Island. And they're all really cool, they're all really big. There's even like Space Invader slot machines, and Square Enix owns Space Invader. So I want to see themed slot machines. I want to see Final Fantasy slot machines. I want to see Moogle slot machines. And I want there to be some risk involved, you know? Like you hit 3 Tonberries, you lose all the money you were betting. You hit 3 Chocobos, boom, you get a lot of money, you know? Or MGP. But you know what? Godbert's son, Hildebrand Manderville, needs to spread his wings too, you know? Hildy needs his own casino, or maybe even an arcade or theme park. Imagine that, that'd be totally cool, with this giant statue of him placed right in the center. And a lot of cool things could be done with that. We got Blitzball. I'm surprised Blitzball hasn't made it to Final Fantasy XIV yet. Imagine, I could see people going to Final Fantasy XIV just to play Blitzball every day and just ignoring the campaign, ignoring the dungeons, and just playing Blitzball. That could be a lot of fun. And in doing so, we could bring in other cool characters like Titus or Waka. And if we're gonna have it arcade themed or theme park themed, let's add a bunch more mini-games, cool mini-games. You know, do you guys remember Fusion Frenzy? Do you guys remember Mario Kart? Or how about all the mini-games you saw in It Takes Two? I would love just to have a lot of mindless fun with my free company, being in a giant orb trying to push each other off the ledge. I think that would be totally dope. And we could make it a lot more competitive too. There could be a playlist of games. We could make it like Squid Games, for example. And you start in with like 100 people, Battle Royale, everyone playing mini games until the last person is standing. And you know what? There isn't enough horror in Final Fantasy. Sure, we got a ghost ship here, and sure, I think that's about it. What if we had a haunted house, where you're in a dungeon full of tonberries and everything's dark and you can't see anything, and all of a sudden the cute little green dude with a hood and a knife is trying to shank you, and you're just like, no, little tonberry, please don't hurt me, and you're just running away trying to find the exit, and there's a bunch of jump scares going on all over the place. That would be totally fun. And just to make it even more difficult, make it another jump game. So it could be like Leap of Faith, but like scary themed. I think that would be totally cool because people will be a lot more anxious. And you know what? The game needs to just turn off the HUD permanently so you don't see everyone's name blocking you when you're trying to escape, and that'll make it more scarier. If you don't have a HUD, you don't have a map, just trying to get out of that labyrinth, that would be dope. And since we're gonna go with a theme park theme, let's go all Disney with it. You know how Kingdom Hearts Union Cross had medals, right? And you had to collect the medals, and that's where what you were using to attack. You don't necessarily have to use those medals to attack, but it's obviously really easy to make these medals. Square Enix already has a ton of promotional artwork that they just put into medals, and you go off collecting them, and many of them will never come back again. Obviously, some will always be there. And you create this whole pin trading thing. Here, I'll trade you my Cloud medal for your Sephiroth medal. Boom, where you try to collect them all, and if you could like put that medal beside your name and beside your free company as your character walks to show, yo, I got this medal, that would be pretty dope. And I think medal collecting would be awesome because people are running out of minions to collect, people are running out of mounts to collect, Medals shouldn't take that much work, and I think that'd be pretty cool. And you know what? Just to make it even more so just like Disney, you know what? I want to be welcomed by costumed Moogles, costumed Tonberries, costumed Chocobos. Not the real ones. I wanted to make it look like an actual NPC is wearing the costume, waving at you, walking around. I think that'd be dope, passing balloons around. Let's get this going on. Hildebrand Manderville needs his own theme park, you know? He needs to succeed his father and make it more fun, make it more alive. Not that Golden Saucer isn't fun, but you know, it needs a revamp. It needs an expansion. And you know what would be cool in the Golden Saucer? If you could place bets, right? You're with your free company. You got a whole and everyone's out chocobo racing, right? I want to like place bets on the chocobo races. That'd be a cool way to win internal money with your own free company. Another thing I want, which we don't have enough of, are more crossover events. And if anything, heck, we live in the world where movies are starting to make multiverses like crazy. Since it's becoming the norm, why don't we have that in Final Fantasy XIV? I think that would be totally cool. With a Tomb Raider event, let's raid tombs. How cool would that be? Instead of dungeons, instead of monsters, it's puzzles. It's almost Zelda-like. You're just figuring out these puzzles and you're trying to jump from platform to platform, unlock things. You need to like set up a party. You need like a blue mage to be able to like open up this thing. You need a black mage to be able to unlock that thing. And you need a dancer to be able to like, you know, dash across something in a certain amount of time, and you all have to work together to unlock stuff, but you don't really know what class you need. Tomb raiding as a party would be totally dope. There's all kinds of Square Enix owned franchises that are not in Final Fantasy. We got The Bouncer, we got Kingdom Hearts, we got Dragon Quest, we got Parasite Eve. Heck, Parasite Eve could be another horror dungeon that will pop up for every Halloween, every October. That would be dope. Who wouldn't want to see Parasite Eve? And for Kingdom Hearts, what if we introduced the Colosseum? That'd be cool to like fight Titan or any of the other primals in a little easier setting in an arena. And there's a stand full of people watching you, and they're booing you or cheering you, and it's 1v1, you versus a primal, and you're just duking it out, trying to like rank up into the leaderboards. That'd be dope. We need a Colosseum. We need an active Colosseum where it's not PvP. A big thing I want to see is an actual hub, you know? We're all familiar with the Lodestone. Oh, that's where we could see player rankings. That's where we get information, news, when updates are coming. What if we have an actual in-game hub of the Lodestone? And there's a lot of things we could do with that. We could make it look like a city. Imagine there's a movie theater, right? Instead of viewing cutscenes in your room, why don't you actually see the cool cutscenes in a theater? And you could just sit down with all your homies there. And then all of you are in chat being like, oh damn, that person died. Crazy. Can't believe it. And that'd be a great way to promote future Square Enix IP. Trailers that come before the movie instead could be trailers that are for upcoming games or upcoming expansion. And on top of that, what if we have like restaurants where you have to like reserve a seat, right? And then in the restaurant, you get to see cool things, you know, dinner and a show. What's the show? Think of World of Color, think of Fantasmic at Disneyland, you know. And let's not make it easy to see these shows. That's why we want to reserve it, just, you know. And let's make it feel more like 4D. Let's make it like an experience the whole restaurant could feel and enjoy. That way, you know, you're not gonna just watch it on YouTube and feel the same satisfaction. No, you're actually in there. You're looking around. You're seeing things pop up from your chair. I think that would be totally dope, right? And the cool part is that could change seasonally. During October, we could show a World of Color type experience where we show all of the coolest villains in Square Enix or Final Fantasy, from Sephiroth to Gilgamesh. And we do one for Christmas, we do one for Thanksgiving, we do one for summer. We just change it up every season. I think that'd be totally fun. Like, then that would have you wanting to go back to the restaurant more and more. It won't be like a one-off experience. It'd be something like, ooh, I wonder what's gonna happen this time. For me personally, what I would want to see is an upgraded dye system. I can't stand, I see a cool piece of clothing, has multiple colors, and I'm like, I think this piece or this satchel here will look cool if it was blue. And I want to dye this shirt blue, and it tints the entire thing blue. Like, that's really lazy, and I'm surprised that hasn't been fixed yet. And you know what would be cool? If there brands. You can only get certain things in certain worlds. Hey, what brand you wearing? That's a cool armor. Oh, it's Magitech brand, bro. It's part of the fall collection. Imagine, that'd be kind of dope. What if you can create your own dungeons or your own style game on Final Fantasy, and you upload it to the Party Finder, and you just get a group of people playing with you? You know what would be cool with the popularity surrounding Squid Games? I would love to see Squid Game type games implemented in Final Fantasy. It's already going on Roblox. Why do all the little kids have the fun? I want to have some fun. I want a Squid Games type game with a Final Fantasy theme. That will be dope. Get it together, Square Enix. But nonetheless, the game is very alive. It's very fun. It feels like a theme park already, but it could be Second Life at this point, especially how big Final Fantasy has become, especially how big Final Fantasy 14 has become. Why not just go extra heavy at it? Get more, like, it's already the biggest MMO right now. Let's just get more people involved. And I think those are some cool ideas to make that happen. But what do you think? Let me know down below. Catch you next time.